Brock Lesnar's return and vengeance on Paul Heyman. The WWE Universe is no stranger to shocking returns, jaw-dropping moments, and game-changing rivalries. But what happened at SummerSlam? That was something no one saw coming. Brock Lesnar, the Beast incarnate, returned not for a championship. Not for glory. But for vengeance. A vengeance so intense that it sent shockwaves across the wrestling world. And the target of this fury? None other than Paul Heyman. The man who once claimed to be the Wiseman of Brock Lesnar, now finds himself in the crosshairs of a storm he thought had passed. What unfolded at SummerSlam was far beyond a simple return, it was a war cry that will echo in WWE for years to come. Let's break it down. This is the story of Brock Lesnar's shocking return, his brutal vengeance, and the fall of Paul Heyman. The calm before the storm. SummerSlam had already been a night to remember. The crowd was still buzzing with excitement from the main event. Fans were still on their feet, applauding the incredible action they had just witnessed. But little did they know, the real drama, the real chaos, was just beginning. As the arena lights flickered, the camera cut to the ring, and there he was, Paul Heyman. Standing tall, drenched in the kind of smug pride only Heyman can carry. He was celebrating, basking in the aftermath of another night where he, once again, positioned himself as the mastermind behind Roman Reigns' success. He believed that the past, his betrayal of Brock Lesnar, was buried. He thought he was untouchable. But that belief would not last long. Oh no, because in the world of WWE, nothing stays buried for long, especially when it comes to Brock Lesnar. You see, for years, Paul Heyman played the role of the Wiseman for Roman Reigns. But let's not forget the history. Let's not forget the monster that Paul Heyman created, Brock Lesnar. The return of the Beast. Then, the moment happened. The lights dimmed. The familiar opening riff of Brock Lesnar's theme hit like a thunderclap. The entire crowd erupted. Fans stood in anticipation, some with fear, others with excitement. They knew what was coming, but they had no idea how brutal it would be. Brock Lesnar wasn't here to make a statement. He wasn't here for a title shot. Brock Lesnar was back for one reason only, revenge. And there he was, Brock Lesnar. The Beast incarnate himself, charging to the ring with a singular focus. No fanfare. No theatrics. Just a man on a mission. His eyes locked on Paul Heyman, like a predator stalking its prey. Heyman's smug grin quickly faded as he realized, this wasn't Roman Reigns walking through that curtain. This wasn't another challenger hoping to make a name for themselves. No. This was the monster Heyman had once nurtured. The very monster he had turned his back on, betrayed, and left in the past. But that past was not gone, it was back. And it was here to collect. The confrontation. The tension in the arena was palpable. Heyman, once untouchable in his mind, began to realize that his past actions had caught up to him. As Brock Lesnar leaped over the barricade with terrifying speed, Paul Heyman froze. He had nowhere to go. No escape. No time to think. Just moments to save himself, but it was too late. Heyman's voice trembled as he tried to speak, his words failing him as he pleaded, "Brock, let me explain." But no explanation could save him now. Not after everything he had done. Not after everything he had said about Roman Reigns. Not after publicly calling Reigns the greatest champion in history, while leaving Lesnar to rot in the background. Heyman had sided with Reigns, turned his back on the Beast, and now the Beast was here for payback. The fall of the Wiseman. Brock Lesnar didn't hesitate. There was no mercy. He grabbed Paul Heyman by the collar and lifted him high into the air, showing the entire WWE Universe just how much power he still held. Heyman's pleading had no effect. He wasn't talking his way out of this. This was the reckoning. The Beast had returned, and nothing was going to stop him. And just like that, Lesnar delivered his signature F5 to Heyman, sending shockwaves through the arena. The crowd went wild, but this wasn't about the crowd. This was about Lesnar reclaiming his honor, settling the score with the man who once called himself his Wiseman. It was a brutal reminder that no one, not even Paul Heyman, is untouchable when Brock Lesnar is on the warpath. As the dust settled, Brock Lesnar stood tall in the ring. The once untouchable Paul Heyman lay on the mat, completely powerless. The crowd had erupted in applause, but there was no victory celebration for Lesnar. He wasn't looking for glory. He wasn't looking for a title. He was sending a message. This wasn't just a return. This wasn't just a rivalry. This was Lesnar's war cry, a message to everyone that no betrayal is forgotten. No wrong is left unpunished. As Brock Lesnar made his way up the ramp, the WWE Universe was left with one thought: who's next? Because this wasn't just a personal vendetta, it was a warning. A reminder that Brock Lesnar doesn't forget. And when you cross him, when you betray him, the beast will come for you. No one is safe. Reactions backstage, panic behind the curtain. As Brock Lesnar disappeared behind the curtain, the camera didn't follow him, but the chaos he left behind was felt everywhere. Backstage, WWE officials scrambled to check on Paul Heyman. EMTs rushed to the ring, carefully helping him to his feet. The atmosphere in the back. Utter confusion. Superstars, commentators, producers, they all wore the same stunned expression. No one knew this was coming. Or so they claimed. Triple H was reportedly furious, not because Brock returned, but because of how he returned. This wasn't sanctioned. This wasn't in the script. This was Lesnar unleashing his fury in a very real way. It left many wondering, was this planned, or did Lesnar go rogue? Paul Heyman's condition and cryptic statement. Paul Heyman was taken to a local medical facility after the attack. No major injuries were reported, but his pride? Shattered. The man who always had a plan, who always had control, was now reduced to silence. No more cocky speeches. No more strategic brilliance. Just silence. Overlay a tweet on screen, Paul Heyman's cryptic message: I should have never turned my back on the storm. #SummerSlam #Brock Lesnar. That tweet? Sent hours later. Just one line, but enough to stir the pot. Is this regret? A warning to Roman Reigns? Or a call for help? Whatever it is, it shows one thing: Heyman knows he's no longer safe. Roman Reigns, silence or strategy? And now, the biggest question on everyone's mind: what will Roman Reigns do? The tribal chief has built an empire on control. He is the head of the table. But that empire is now being threatened, not by a challenger, but by a beast. The same beast Paul Heyman once led into war, and later betrayed for Reigns. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar have battled before. Brutal wars, unforgettable moments. But this isn't about championships anymore. This is personal. Reigns' silence following SummerSlam has fans speculating. Is he planning retaliation? Is he doubting Heyman's loyalty? Or, is he afraid? Because if Brock Lesnar is coming for him next, no amount of Usos or bloodline backup may be enough. The bloodline cracks further. Let's not forget, the bloodline is not what it used to be. The cracks are visible. The Usos have fallen apart. Solo Sikoa is unpredictable. And now, Paul Heyman, Roman's trusted counsel, is physically and emotionally broken. The foundation is shaking. And who better to strike when a kingdom is crumbling, than Brock Lesnar? Reports suggest Solo Sikoa didn't even flinch watching the footage. And that has raised eyebrows. Could Solo be distancing himself from Roman? Could he be watching Brock Lesnar, with interest? The beast incarnate might be targeting Heyman and Reigns, but in the chaos, new alliances could form. This is how empires fall, not with a war, but with whispers and silence. Fan reactions, Internet meltdown. As expected, the WWE Universe absolutely exploded. Social media melted down in seconds. Hashtag Brock Lesnar trended globally. Fans around the world shared one collective reaction, shock. And many of them loved it. Overlay fan tweets, did Brock just murder Heyman? That return was cinema. Lesnar didn't come for gold, he came for revenge. Masterclass. For years, fans begged for unpredictable moments. For real surprises. For stories that go beyond the title chase. Well, Brock Lesnar delivered just that. And now, the excitement is boiling over. WrestleMania season may still be months away, but the seeds are already being planted. What's next for Brock Lesnar? So what's next for the Beast? Where does Lesnar go from here? Sources backstage say Brock left the arena without speaking to anyone. No interviews. No confrontation. He made his statement, and he left. But make no mistake, this isn't over. This is just the beginning. List 3 possibilities on screen. Lesnar vs. Roman Reigns 3, the personal war, no title. No rules. Just vengeance. Lesnar vs. Solo Sikoa, the enforcer steps up to protect the tribal chief. Lesnar turns anti-hero, becomes a wrecking ball for anyone associated with Heyman or Reigns. Whatever the path, we know one thing, Lesnar isn't chasing belts. He's chasing justice, revenge, and redemption. And that's more dangerous than any title feud we've seen before. Let's take a step back. What does this mean for WWE as a whole? This storyline isn't just shaking up one faction, it's shaking the core of WWE's current hierarchy. Roman Reigns has ruled for years. Heyman has been the mastermind. Lesnar has been the nuclear option. But now, all three are in flux. While this Bloodline/Lesnar saga unfolds, other superstars are watching. Waiting. Positioning themselves. Because if Roman falls, who steps up? If Heyman is out, who takes the reins? If Brock goes rogue, who dares stop him? The ripple effect of this could define WWE for the rest of 2025 and beyond. Final words from the Beast. No one's heard from Brock Lesnar since the attack. But a leaked backstage quote, reportedly from Lesnar himself, sent shivers down everyone's spine. This wasn't payback. This was a warning. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Those 5 words have rewritten the future of WWE. Because if this wasn't payback, then what's coming next? And who will be left standing? WWE SummerSlam will go down as the night Brock Lesnar flipped the script. The night Paul Heyman was humbled. The night Roman Reigns' empire began to tremble. But this story is far from over. So buckle up, because Brock Lesnar has returned not as a challenger, but as a reckoning. And nobody, not Heyman, not Roman, not anyone, is safe. Keep it locked here on Wrestling News CC. We'll be following every twist, every promo, every attack, because this isn't just wrestling anymore. This is war. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, drop your theories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Wrestling News CC for more shocking WWE updates. Until next time, stay sharp, stay savage, and stay ringside. Don't forget to subscribe to Wrestling News CC for all the latest updates, rumors, and shocking twists in the world of WWE. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.